fiscal cliff that we are facing at the end of this year. We're facing a fiscal crisis in this country that I think most Americans don't yet fully comprehend, that could be one of the most damaging economic impacts our country has ever faced. And just let me list off for a second what we're going to face at year end. We'll be rapidly approaching a new debt ceiling. We're going to see the expiration of all the 2001 and 2003 tax policy, which means that every American's taxes are going to go back up very dramatically. It would be the equivalent of about a $5 trillion tax increase. We're going to hit the sequestration, which will be a massive set of cuts that were done in a way that are going to be potentially very damaging to our Defense Department and many other parts of our economy. I'm not against controlling our spending. It's just that this was the wrong way to allocate it. And in addition, we'll see the expiration of unemployment, the expiration of the payroll tax holiday, and the expiration of the doc fix in Medicare, which is a $300 billion hit. And the list just keeps growing. Economists tell us that if we just let all this happen, if Congress just backs off and does nothing, that we could be pushed into a very, very serious recession, if not an all-out depression. And I think that the stakes could not have gotten higher. The biggest is to control our spending. The problem isn't that we're taxing too little, we are spending too much. And the core of our plan is to have a long-term reform of our entitlement programs and the reform of our discretionary spending habits and an enforcement mechanism put into place to control the spending in Washington. But in addition to that, I'd add two or three more points. Second is that we have an opportunity in the middle of this crisis, and that is the opportunity not only to reform our entitlement programs, but to reform our tax code, because our tax code has made America less and less competitive. And frankly, it's probably the most unfair, anti-competitive, expensive to comply with, and complex code that we could have come up with. And a big part of this is to reform our tax code by broadening the base and lowering the tax rate, simplifying the tax code. And then the other thing I think I should add is that we must deal with Social Security. People who understand Social Security right now realize that it's on a collision course to insolvency, and in the relatively near future, toward the retirement years of most of the people who are now engaged in their middle-aged work careers, they're going to see the Social Security system collapse, and we cannot allow that to happen either.